Greetings, my name is 8020 and welcome back to Detective Pikachu Returns, to my brother's enjoyment. All for him. Everything's for him. Oh, okay. I figured out which file is mine. I'm the ruler of this file. Have I already looked at this? Yes, I have. I've already looked at that. Yes, I have. Let's take a look around the house. Let's talk to our awful-looking sister. This is your first time in Rhyme City, right, Sophia?
Uh-huh. It's so busy and fun. I'm glad I came. That Corviknight surprised me, though.
I'm glad you and Mom are okay. Okay. That's personality.
Right.
I'm glad to... Hold on. I'm glad you're safe and doing well, Tim, but you hardly ever call. I know no news is supposed to be good news, but you take that a bit too far.
Sorry, Mom. About Rhyme City.
Well...
I haven't been to Rhyme City in quite some time now. Not since I last saw your father. Gosh, it's been about 2 years then.
Speaking of which...
Tim, are you getting enough to eat?
Her voice is shit. Yeah, stopping by the Hi Hat Cafe for breakfast is part of my daily routine.
The Hi Hat Cafe?
It's Pikachu's favorite spot. It's so close now that we've moved. I've been going there pretty much every morning.
Maybe I should make some dinner for you tomorrow night then. It's been a while. You miss my cooking, don't you?
Oh my god. Of course. Thanks, Mom. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. That's my mom, alright? Holy shit. We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this breaking news.
Oh, what's going on?
According to amateur footage we've received from a viewer, Pokémon appear to have caused an explosion. This explosion occurred in the mountain range northeast of Rhyme City. This may be related to the recent uptick in incidents involving Pokémon. Rhyme City Police and the newly established
Mewtwo?
Pokémon Protection Bureau are investigating. Amelia Christie signing off.
Hey, Tim, did you catch that?
I hope that incident doesn't have anything to do with Dad.
Same here.
Mewtwo told me 2 years ago. Dad's alive, and we'll be able to find him as long as we don't give up.
So then why the fuck is Mewtwo causing explosions, you dumbass?
Mewtwo is still our only connection to finding Harry.
Whispering to Pikachu, are you? You're just like your father, talking to Pokémon like that.
Okay, let me try and do her voice.
You're just
Really?
like your father, talking to Pokemon like that.
There we go. That might work better than... Oh, no.
It's been 2 years since the R incident.
R!
Since then, we've solved all kinds of cases. The mayor even gave us an award for it. I can still talk to Pikachu and understand him. If the two of us keep solving cases together, I'm sure we'll find my dad someday.
Okay. Sure. Fuck you.
Now let me instruct you on some detective tips.
Tip 1. The day after the award ceremony.
Whimsicott. Ride the wind from town to town.
That's a lot of Whimsicott.
Sure is. They ride through on seasonal winds every year.
Yeah, we do. It's really
I hear they
fun.
can be real pranksters.
If they get in a house they like, they scatter cotton everywhere.
That's awesome.
Sounds like a pain to clean up.
I love Whimsicott. Whimsicott's so cute.
Whimsicott.
Look at them. They're so cute.
The sweet smell of coffee is calling my name.
It's the perfect Pikachu bait.
Ugh. Is this guy? This guy looks kind of familiar. Frank Holiday. Oh yeah, I know Frank Holiday. Okay.
Inspector Holiday,
Inspector Holiday.
did you finally find my dad?
Sorry. No. I'm here on a different case. We've received reports of a jewel theft. Could you lend me a hand with this one?
This has nothing to do with me.
Of course.
The incident occurred at the dentist residence, the mansion down the street. Sorry, but Brad is waiting for me.
Brad?
I'll go ahead and meet up with you there.
Did somebody say Brad?
So much for my coffee.
Oh, Alex is gonna love this episode. Okay, let's go, Pikachu.
Wait a second, Tim.
What for?
There's no need to rush. You gotta be calm and unhurried if you want to do your best investigating.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Wait.
Let me instruct you on some detective tips.
Would it really
A really great detective.
relaxed a bit? For instance,
Coffee?
here's a good
Shut
idea.
up, you're just gonna say coffee.
Listen
Stop
to some
cycling through your
sage
boring
advice from a great detective
Quit
like
cycling through your boring animations. Even the original 3DS game had more expression and animation in it when you did your detective tips.
Okay, but Holiday's waiting. We better go join him.
Okay, whatever, dude. Yo! Yo!
Indeed, it really helps loosen the knots in my shoulders. Indeed.
Yo, Polyrap. Okay. A Polyraptor.
Hariyama, they're squaring off. You could cut the tension with a knife.
I might just do that. Looks like a fight could break out any second.
We should probably avoid this alley so we don't accidentally set them off.
But it looks like there's story down that alley. Fine.
Oh no, Hariyama's facing off against Poliwrath again! Why does he act out like this? He's usually so gentle.
Is something wrong?
My partner Hariyama loves showing off his strength, especially when he contested against someone else's. Since Poliwrath is also proud of its muscles, Hariyama considers it its rival. Once they start going at it, it's hard to stop them.
Yikes. Guess we better avoid that alley for now.
Maractus! Maractus!
Great job, Maractus. Your dancing is so cute. Her face. From the top. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Maracata! Mara!
Whimsicott. I see Whimsicott.
Hi, Whimsicott! Him!
Ugh.
Tim!
I appreciate you coming on such short notice, Tim. No, hold on. I gotta come up with a better voice. Yeah, you know what? This way. The crime took place at the dentist residence. No, that's the guy from last time. The crime took place at the dentist residence up ahead. I'm really nervous about this one. You can't tell, but I'm really nervous. Pikachu, what do we do about this?
Quit playing dumb!
Oh!
We've got evidence that proves you're the culprit!
What?
Did I scare you, Tim? I felt like practicing my interrogating.
You are just a weird flesh puppet. You are not. You're not.
No, it is him.
Well.
He has his
It is a great
time.
detective.
He's back. My brother and I had a really dumb inside joke with Brad McMaster. They removed the S at the end of his name? It doesn't matter. I'm adding it back. I'm in a trick. I don't care about what they are. They're just memes to me. It's been a while, Brad. I see you're on the case too.
I suppose that means you are as well. You private detectives do love sticking your noses into every little thing. If Mr. Dennis hadn't requested you personally, I'd be asking you to leave right now.
Yep, he's still a jerk. I think he's still holding a grudge from that time we showed him up. He says no funny business. Sheesh, no wonder you two are partners.
That's enough, Brad. We're gonna be conducting this investigation together. This is the scene of the crime, right?
Yes, this mansion belongs to Sanjeev Dennis, a jeweler. Oh.
Dennis residence. Doesn't get a title card aside from that.
Mr. Dennis is one of the wealthiest men in Ryan City. Under normal circumstances, a civilian like yourself would never have the opportunity to meet him. Make sure you don't do anything to offend him. Oh, and don't get in the way of our investigation either.
He's just gotta dig in somewhere, doesn't he?
Okay, Tim. Come inside.
This is garbage. The missing jewel.
I see.
All right, Tim. Mr. Dennis is waiting for you in the room to the right.
Thanks, Inspector Holiday. Pikachu, what do we do about this?
Great Detective Coffee Note number 2.
No,
The
not
water
these
you
again.
use can change how your coffee tastes.
This is great. I'm glad we have these back. Next, you'll tell me I need the Detective Pikachu amiibo to get everything. Hey, nerd. Lieutenant Master is currently bards in this room.
Excuse me?
I guess it would be too much to ask for us to join in, right? I'm afraid we allow even the great Detective Tim to do that. Police protocol, please. You understand. Manic! Hey, I have a couple of questions to ask. Got a minute? Manic! I don't want to waste time chatting while you're on duty, huh? Awfully stubborn, aren't you? You're even harder to talk to than Brad's Manetric. Lame. Oh, you have more shit to say? The parlor is on the right. Mr. Dennis is waiting there. We appreciate the help, Tim.
Oh, Tim, I've been waiting for you.
Oh my god, he just sounds like a fat guy. I don't know what that's supposed to fucking mean, but wow. Sanjeev Dennis, Dennis Groliath, guard at the Dennis residence. You failed! My name is Sanjeev Dennis. I'm a jeweler, and this is my partner Groliath. Yeah, you sound too much like the first guy. Hold on.
My name is Sanjeev Dennis. I'm a jeweler, and this is my partner Groliath.
There we go. I'm Detective Tim Goodman, and this is my partner Pikachu. Sorry to jump right into it, but could you please tell us what you know about the incident? About the crime that took place?
Oh.
Precious jewel stole I was on the house. It's called the Aurora Drop. It's a very rare jewel indeed.
The Aurora Drop? What a mysterious name! Magical, even!
The thief injured one of my staff members and made off with the jewel. Thankfully, my staff member's injuries were minor, and yet...
Is something sticking out to you as odd?
Well, the police are treating my trusty butler as the prime suspect.
Okay, that means that Butler is not the guy who did it. They think the Butler did it? Oh, classic! Could you tell me a bit more about the stolen jewel?
It looks like this. Most gemstones can be firstly caught and polished into beautiful jewels. But the Aurora Drop should initially formed into a shape.
The way it shines looks a bit like an aurora. Wow.
Yes, that's precisely how it got its name. The Aurora Drop has been the subject of many a tale, but it was thought to be nothing more than fiction. And even among us stories for the longest time we called it the Jewel of Legend.
Well, he wasn't kidding when he called it precious. Guess there's no surprise that someone wanted to steal it. It definitely sounds valuable. Where were you displaying it?
I kept it securely locked in a special reinforced case inside my jewel storage room. There are locks on both the storage room door and the reinforced case.
And yet, despite all that security, it still got stolen? Well, you're trusted, Butler. You mentioned that the police already have a suspect.
Yeah, they believe that the thief is my own trusted butler, Barnes.
Why do they think that?
Because Barnes and I are the only people who can access the key to the storage room.
What's keeping someone else from getting to it?
The key is always kept around Growley's neck. But if anyone but Barnes or myself attempted to take it from her, Growley would start barking. And Growley's is a very loyal Pokemon. She would never allow the key to be taken by a stranger.
I don't see a key around Grilly's neck right now.
Please think Barnes took it.
That would certainly make sense, assuming Barnes really is the culprit. Mr. Dennis, if possible, I'd like to talk with Barnes.
He's currently being questioned by the police.
But you don't believe Barnes is the thief, is that correct? I've known wrong character, wrong.
I know Barnes since we were young. He's worked in this home for years, and he's always served us well. I certainly never steal from me. And I couldn't possibly imagine him hurting somebody.
So you're saying Barnes didn't do it, and the real culprit is still at large?
That's right, obviously. When a fucking context clues, do you not understand this? What did you fucking someone else was still in the jail. Please help me prove Barnes is innocent.
So that's why he called us here. To clear his butler's name.
We'll talk to Barnes later. So, finding the Aurora drop and clearing Barnes' name of suspicion. Those are the two things you called us here to do?
Could you please? You're the only ones I can count on.
Our job is to investigate the case and reveal the truth. We won't know if Barnes is truly innocent until we look into this more.
Yeah, the police must have some reason to suspect them.
But we'll do what we can. If that's acceptable to you, we'll take the case.
That's more than acceptable. Thank you, Tim.
Great! In that case, may I start investigating the scene of the crime?
Of course. The jewel storage room is just upstairs. I know you won't let me down.
Wait a second, Tim. There's something I want to try, starting with this case.
Something you want to try?
Yeah, a case notebook. The writers for detective journals swear by it.
Detective Journal? That's the magazine you're always reading, right?
Yeah, that's the one. They researched the most efficient way for detectives to organize their case notes. The solution they came up with was a case notebook.
Sounds intriguing. How does it work?
I'm getting to that. First, open up your notebook.
Sanjeev's jewel is apparently unstolen, but how did the culprit steal it? Investigate the scene. The ghost Pokemon! Ghost Pokemon! Fucking ghost Pokemon! It's always the ghost Pokemon. How are we not assuming that's the first? Okay, whatever.
First, let's write in the notebook any burning questions that arise while we're investigating. We'll summarize the testimony and evidence that we've gathered during our investigation in the page below.
The Aurora drop is listed on as prized jewel. Someone has stolen it.
After we've collected enough testimonies and evidence, the begin deducing option will appear. When you select this, we can start deducing the answers to our questions.
That's a horrible face.
We don't have any testimonies or evidence right now, but once we do, we'll be able to start deducing. I guess actually using the notebook is the best approach. So Tim, what do we have to do right now?
We have to collect testimonies and evidence to figure out how the jewel was stolen. To do that, we first have to investigate the scene of the crime. Oh my god, quit rehashing everything!
That's right. Let's go check the jewel storage room.
Oh my god, I'm starting to see blurry. Everything's going wild. Oh, it's all going dark. Let me go see Pikachu.
Great detective tip number 7.
Let me instruct you in some detective tips.
By taking your client's word at face value.
Really?
From there, forget your preconceived notions and gather the facts until you uncover the truth.
Okay, I mean, that kind of makes sense.
This room is currently being searched by the police.
Cool, let me in.
Whoa!
We may be investigating a crime, but we should still respect the residents' privacy. We should go barging into rooms that have nothing to do with the case, Tim.
True, we need to focus on the jewel storage room. But I want to steal people's, money, I don't know.
The youth storage room has been left exactly as it was at the time of the incident. Inspector Holliday's already filled me in. Please go right ahead.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm gonna keep giving the police officers worse and worse names. Whimsicott, it's fucking...
Oh, I wonder what happened.
Okay. So... There's Whimsicott cotton everywhere, so when Whimsicott was in the room, but it wasn't, but it's being framed. But there's also a slice in the case. So a Pokemon that can probably either pick a lock. I mean, it wouldn't need to pick a lock if it destroyed the case. But it has to have sharp claws. I'm thinking Sneasel, Weavile, because those are the stereotypical Pokemon that come to mind, but there could be anything at this point because there's so many Pokemon.
What is a Pikachu?
I checked out the door, but there are no signs of forced entry. Then we can be fairly certain that the thief used a key to get in. According to Dennis, this room's where the Aurora drop used to be. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, there's no way it was Whimsicott. I mean, Whimsicott doesn't really have sharp claws. But, I see a claw in there. Could it be Weavile? A green jewel. The fresh green color reminds me of the forest. Just look at it, it's calming. What a beautiful jewel. It's so clear and sparkly, absolutely brilliant. This one's a blue jewel. A blue. It's a deep blue, like the ocean. It has a kinda magical feeling to it. It's a red jewel. What a vibrant red, like boiling hot lava. It's almost too bright to look at. Alright. This area looks more disturbed than the rest. And I'm pretty disturbed. Let's start investigating. We might find a clue. Alright, don't let any details slip past you, Tim.
Let me see.
Let's see. Where should we look first? It's a feather. Here's a blue feather. Do you think the Pokemon it belonged to was in this room? Maybe it's from a Pokemon that lives in the mansion. Let's look into that later. Okay, it might not be Weavile. But it's definitely not Whimsicott. That looks like a part of the jewel case. Based on the shape, do you think the top half of the case was cut off? What do you fucking think? Yeah, it looks that way. It's a really clean cut. Slicing it must have taken one seriously sharp blade. I doubt a human could pull that off. There's some cotton on the ground. It looks really fluffy and soft. What's a bunch of cotton doing in here? I think I see the problem. There's no jewel. This is the only case that's damaged. Must be where they kept the Aurora drop. The edge looks like it was sliced clean with a blade. What kind of blade could slice this cleanly through such a sturdy jewel case? The base of the... well, yeah. Yeah, moving the base doesn't even look possible. What else is there to investigate here? The jewel case is still locked. Like Dennis said, the jewel in this case was stored under lock and key. And the key to the case is a different key to the one to the jewel storage room door. I wonder how's the key then?
Right.
We've covered everything I was wondering about. Any other spots you want to check? Maybe. Let's see what we got here.
Hey, Tim! Check it out! Looks good, huh? Disguises are a key part of detective work, you know.
No.
Yeah, whatever. Now quit goofing off and investigate.
He clearly doesn't appreciate my art. Perhaps I need to give him a little more training.
Pikachu, you're an idiot. I don't see anything else worth investigating. Fine. Jeez.
Okay, let's start deducing.
He said decent.
Okay.
You've probably figured out how the culprit stole the jewel by now, eh? Alright, select begin deducing in your case notebook. Okay, fine. Let me fucking... Here we go.
Okay.
We have a few plausible theories. Which do you think is right? No, it would make sense for the cotton. It wouldn't make sense for the cotton to have it.
Okay.
From what we've seen of the crime, we can tell that the jewel case was sliced open. After that, the Aurora drop was removed from the case and taken away. Right, and we saw that the jewel case was still locked, which support that. Blah, 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 blah. We still need to investigate more to determine how the case was sliced open. But at least now we know how the thief got their hands on the Aurora drop. Yeah, we've made our first step forward. Okay. You understand how to use the case notebook now? I can't believe I keep forgetting voices. Yeah! Oh my god! Yes, I figured out the evidence. I'll start deducing. Feel free to start deducing whenever you feel like it. Oh my god. You. I'd like to deduce. After investigating the scene, we now know how the crime was carried out. We can be certain that the culprit sliced open the case and took the jewel from inside. But there's just one thing that's strange. Oh yeah? Yeah, think, Tim. Think! What's strange about the way the crime was committed? The glass was cut, but the door wasn't. The door to the storage room was open with a key. But the jewel case was still locked when it was sliced apart. That's right. So that means the thief only had one of the keys. The window to the storage room. They didn't have the key to the jewel case. According to Mr. Dennis, only he and Barnes can access the jewel storage room. I understand why the police suspect Barnes, but I'm not so sure. Obviously, it'd be best if we could talk to Barnes ourselves, but he's still being questioned. We need to ask Mr. Dennis about the lock on the jewel case. Right, after we wrap up here, let's go ask him.
How's the investigation going, Tim?
Oh, Mr. Dennis.
Sorry, I couldn't stand around just waiting. Have you discovered anything?
It appears that the culprit used the storage room key to gain entry. We believe they cut open the jewel case and took the Aurora drop.
Is that so? I suppose it doesn't help Barnes much if he has access to the key.
I have a question for you, Mr. Dennis. Who has the key to the jewel case?
I have it right here. I always carry the key to the jewel case on my person. I know Barnes for a very long time, but I still won't give him this key. The security of the jewel case is my personal responsibility.
Got it. So both Barnes and Dennis can access the key to the jewel storage room. But only Mr. Dennis has the access to the key to the jewel case itself. That's valuable information, Mr. Dennis. Thank you.
Really? I thought it might be getting in the way, but I'm glad to hear I could help. The oracle is going to be the symbol of revival for Rhyme City. Anyway, I'm counting on you, Tim.
A symbol of revival. Ah. Let's ask Dennis about that later. The thief got open the case to steal the fucking jewel, but they had the key to get the storage room. And the only people who have access to that key are Dennis and Barnes, so it makes sense that the police would suspect Barnes. If the key hadn't been used to unlock the storage room, Barnes wouldn't be under suspicion in the first place. Why would he do that knowing people would suspect him? Maybe he didn't think that far ahead. In any case, based on what we found at the scene of the crime, we can't be certain of anything just yet. I need to talk to Barnes and the other people in the mansion and hear what they have to say. Not just the people, the Pokemon too. I'll interpret for you, and when we talk to them, we're gonna yell at them. All right, Pikachu, I'm counting on you. No. I'm malfunctioning. Now that we've got on our first stages steps figured out, well, let's start interviewing everyone right away. I'm fucking losing my mind.
Okay.
All right, we've got some useful information. Let's stop for a moment and get our thoughts together. Based on everything we heard, is there anything that suggests Barnes is innocent? Let's review the information we gathered and see what we come up with. Barnes doesn't seem like he would betray Mr. Dennis. Would he? Mr. Dennis himself said there's no way Barnes could have committed this crime. Taking him at his word, doesn't that mean Barnes is innocent? Tim, are you feeling alright? You do realize that this doesn't prove anything, do you? Don't you? Fuck. Of course Dennis thinks Barnes didn't do it. No one wants to believe that the people closest to them could commit a crime. Our job is to find something that actually proves that Barnes isn't the culprit.
Whoa.
I don't think we have enough information yet. Is there something we forgot to ask about? Let's go conduct some more interviews.
Okay.
Alright, we've got some useful information. Let's stop for a moment and get our thoughts together. Based on everything we heard, is there anything that suggests Barnes is innocent? Let's review the information we gathered and see what we come up with. No, there's not. Let me instruct you, it's a detective
Seems
tips.
like the residents of this mansion drink coffee frequently. I can tell by the aroma. Oh,
Hey, Tim, there's something on the floor by the window. Should we check it out? When do you fucking notice this? Wait, what, is this a window? There's no window in here. Okay. Loser.
Is she the Jews charged from the scene of the crime?
Okay.
whoa!
Oops. Where's the window? You can't just say there's a window. Ah. Something broke in. Bird Pokemon. Those feathers, I can't tell which bird Pokemon it is.
Oh,
What's all this? Pokemon feathers? Sure looks like it. They're scattered all over the floor, and the window's open. Maybe a Pokemon got in or out through here? Give me a second. Do you think it has anything to do with this case? Look at this. One of these feathers is darker than the others. You're right. The other 6 are a lighter shade of blue. Something about that is nagging at me. Interesting. Who are you? You're probably the butler. Whoa! Thick. Clefable! All ears for mention gossip. Fab! Oh, it's Clefable, Miss Dennis's partner, apparently. Can I ask you a few questions? Fee! Whoa, whoa, whoa. What gives? No need to be rude. What's wrong? Seems like she's real suspicious of us. Maybe she's feeling sensitive after the incident here. Okay, fuck
Yes?
you. Yes?
You certainly don't look like you're with the police. State your business.
I want to suspect you really badly. Claudia Dennis. Fat man's wife. We're detectives. Miss Dennis asked us to investigate the incident that occurred here. Detectives? Oh, I suppose my husband did say something about that. Your husband? That must mean your... Claudia Dennis, Sanjeev's wife. Oh, I'm sorry to bother you, but do you mind if we ask you some questions? I do mind, actually. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. The case has already been solved. What do you mean? The police said that Bonds is behind all this. So the matter's settled. You are behind this. Yeah, we've already heard that he's under suspicion, yes? But we can't be certain it was Barnes who committed the crime. You sound just like my husband. But nothing you say will change the fact that Barnes is the culprit. Barnes' partner Ducklet was up to no good. I saw it with my own eyes. Did you witness the crime? Barnes' partner Ducklet was involved in the crime. No, it wasn't. You look as though you don't believe me. Ducklet's fur is the light blue feathers, but it's not dark blue. There's no real dark blue feathers that are large like that. Is it true that you witnessed the crime? Well, I didn't exactly see it clearly. Huh? But I did witness some irrefutable proof. What exactly did you see? At the time of the incident, I was enjoying a cup of tea in my room on the second floor. Lugia. And then I noticed a bird Pokemon flying outside the window. A bird Pokemon? Yes, I clearly saw a blue bird Pokemon. It had to have been Ducklet. We did find blue feathers near the window in the storage room. So those were Ducklets? Wrong voice. In hindsight, she was obviously stealing the jewel. I also heard a faint sound just before that, like something metallic. A metallic sound? Do you know what could have made that noise? No, I don't, but the storage room was ransacked, wasn't it? I suppose she must have broken something in the act. And I've heard it confirmed that Ducklet's feathers were found in the room. Isn't that proof enough that Barnes is the culprit? She's pretty darn convinced of her own theory. What it's all based on is a metallic sound at the sight of a flying blue bird Pokemon. Pretty flimsy if you ask me. Yeah, I'm sorry, Miss Dennis, but that information alone isn't enough to prove Barnes is the culprit. Then hurry up and find whoever it is and get that jewel back. Isn't that what my husband hired you for? I get that she's upset, but she doesn't have to take it out on us. About Barnes.
excuse me.
Miss Dennis seems confident that Barnes is innocent. Oh yes, I'm sure he... Miss Dennis seems confident. Oh yes, I'm sure he is. He's always been too trusting. Especially when it comes to Barnes. Those two really must trust each other that much. I'm told Barnes has worked here for a very long time. And much longer, in fact, than I've known Sanjeev.
I suppose that's why Bonds is always taking my husband's side.
What do you mean by that?
Whenever my husband and I have a disagreement, Bonds inevitably sides with Sanjeev. Even though I'm sure he believes he's being impartial. That lack of self-awareness is yet another one of his many flaws!
I get the feeling Claudia's not a huge fan of Bonds. Do you think that's why she's so mad at the thief? Do you think that's why she's so sure he's the thief?
There we go. Oh, Ducklet.
Excuse me?
Could you tell me more about Ducklet?
Ducklet is Bonds' partner. She dotes on him tirelessly and is always by his side.
You mentioned earlier that she might be involved in the crime somehow. Would Ducklet be capable of such a thing?
Yes, she even helps Bonds out with his shopping. I'm certain he'd be capable of making off with the jewel. She'd certainly be capable of...
Fuck. Well, whether or not Ducklet stole the jewel, the one thing that seems certain is that she really loves Bonds.
Yes?
The Aurora drop is an incredibly valuable jewel.
Mr. Dennis told me the same thing.
But do you really understand? Can you even comprehend how valuable it is?
Huh?
I knew it. Just look at those blank expressions.
Hey, my face always looks like this.
No, it really doesn't.
As it is, I'm not even sure my husband understands the true value of that jewel. After getting his hands on something so precious, why would he want to donate it to Rhyme City?
So you're against donating the Aurora drop?
Of course I am! Treasures like that aren't meant to be paraded around for the general public. Hi, they should be preserved for quiet observation by a select few.
Hard to imagine her quietly doing anything.
I'm gonna blame you. I'm gonna say you're the culprit for now, and then we'll figure something else out.
Hello there, Detective Tim. Oh, I mean, Detective Goodman?
Larry Turner. Oh man, I already gave someone a nervous voice. I'll just give you my voice, but slightly more nervous. Wait, you are the detective, right? That's what Mr. Dennis said, at least. The name's... Oh, wait, that's not proper enough. Sorry. My name is Larry Turner, and I'm a member of the House staff.
House staff, huh? Seems in over his head.
If you need anything, just let me know. I mean, please inform me if... you really don't have to be so formal with us. Thanks. That's a huge relief. Oh, I got this job a while ago, but I'm still not used to talking all fancy. Uh-oh. Is that a problem? Well, it's a good thing for me that Barnes deals with all the important guests. My main duties are taking care of the Pokemon, managing the house, and groundskeeping. And I can handle all that no problem.
I don't know. This guy isn't exactly filling me with confidence in his ability to do his job.
Anyway, you wanted to ask about what happened, right? I mean, I already told the police everything I know. I'm really sorry for taking up more of your time. Oh, sorry, that's not what I meant. I'm not complaining or anything. It's just I don't remember what happened very well. Something attacked me out of nowhere, and I blacked out.
Something attacked him? So you're not the thief, huh?
Can you please tell us more about that, Mr. Turner?
Sure, no problem.
Right, so where to start? I was just doing my job like normal today. I made food for the Pokemon, did some cleaning around the mansion, that sort of thing. I think I was trying to tidy the garden when it happened. I saw Ducklet fly out of the second-story window. As I recall, I wondered where she was going. I mean, like, Ducklet usually doesn't, she just walks out the front door. It seemed weird to me, so I went upstairs to see what was going on. That's when I saw the door to the jewel storage was wide open. As if it wasn't shocking enough, the moment I went and took a look inside, I suddenly got punched by a Pokemon. The next thing I knew, I was lying on a sofa and someone was treating my wounds. A Pokemon punched you? Yeah, I felt like I glimpsed a small red figure for just a moment. Based on the size, it couldn't have been human, so I'm guessing it was a Pokemon. A red Pokemon. Do you know what kind it was? I'm really not sure. It happened so fast. I see. I'm so sorry that happened to you. But I'm glad you weren't seriously hurt. That's what the doctor said too.
No Pokemon would want to steal the Aurora drop. I mean, Weavile, Sneasel, what else? It's possible that the culprit ordered their partner Pokemon to swipe the jewel and punch out Turner. So, Tim, now that you've heard Turner's story, what do you think?
We need to find the ducklet that flew out of the window and that red Pokemon too.
Yep, you got it.
Excuse me?
Did you see anything else when the Pokemon attacked you? The thief who brought the Pokemon along was probably nearby. Unfortunately, that's all I saw. I see. Can you think of any other details that might give us a clue about the culprit? Nothing in particular comes to mind. I mean, Mr. Dennis is such a nice person. I've never heard of anyone holding a grudge against him. And I was really surprised to hear that Barnes is a suspect. You don't think Barnes is responsible? I guess the police must have some reason to suspect him, but honestly, I just can't believe it. Barnes is still showing me the ropes around here. He's a great coworker with tons of experience. I mean, if you'd known Barnes before all of this, you could never imagine him being a thief. About the Aurora Drop. Do you know anything about the stolen jewel? The Aurora Drop? I've never even seen the thing. It's been shut up in that storage room ever since it was brought to the house. Of course, I know it's valuable and all. I assume that's what been causing all the arguments between Mr. and Mrs. Dennis lately. What sort of arguments? In case you haven't heard, Mr. Dennis says he's gonna donate the Aurora Drop. Seems like Mrs. Dennis is against that plan. They've been fighting about it almost nightly. It's so loud. Every night. It must really be a point of contention. I guess Miss Dennis just doesn't want to give up such a valuable jewel.
So the Aurora Drop's been driving a wedge between husband and wife, eh? Sounds like classic greed.
You're not red. Not red enough, at least, but probably might be.
I see.
I take it you heard what Miss Dennis has to say. I'm guessing he also told you about his butler. He's definitely not pleased that Barnes has fallen under suspicion.
It sure seems that way.
In my position, I'm not at liberty to share all the information we've gathered, but if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Thank you. At the time of the incident. What was the situation in the mansion at the time of the incident?
We're still looking into that. I'm sure you'll get more direct answers by asking the witnesses themselves.
He's right.
He's right. We should just take this one step at a time and gather our own intel.
About Barnes. I was told that Barnes is the police's prime suspect.
Well, the circumstantial evidence certainly seems to be pointing him in this direction.
He doesn't sound terribly convinced.
Does anything strike you as odd?
Yes, actually. I can't think of a single motive for Barnes to steal that jewel. He doesn't appear to bear any ill will towards Mr. Dennis, and he's in no trouble financially. That being said, we may uncover a motive in the course of our investigation. But for now, I can't say anything with certainty.
I love I've given him the voice completely opposite to what he says. Understood. About the Aurora Drop. I hear the Aurora Drop is an incredibly valuable jewel.
The Aurora Drop's just not just valuable, it's famous throughout the entire jewelry industry.
So there must be plenty of people who'd like to get their hands on it. Could the jewel have been stolen by an intruder?
I can't rule out that possibility, but based on current evidence, I'd say the likelihood of a burglary is low.
About my dad. Inspector Holliday, I know this has nothing to do with the current case, but...
You want to ask me about Harry?
Yeah, do the police have any leads on my father's whereabouts?
I'm sorry, Tim, but we haven't made any developments on that front.
Oh, well, thanks anyway.
I still don't understand it myself. Harry's working on the R case when he went missing, so it stands to reason that if you followed that thread, you'd find Harry too.
But the case has been closed, we still don't have a single clue.
Seriously, where did Harry disappear to?
Don't be discouraged, Tim. Look at how far you've come in the 2 years since you moved to the city in search of your father. You've become such a great detective that the mayor himself recognized you with an award. You'll find Harry, I'm sure of it. In the meantime, I'll keep offering whatever help I can.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Inspector Holliday. Lame-o. Lieutenant McMasters, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Oh. The name of this painting is Golden Sunrise, and it depicts...
Oh, a Pokemon that's spoken of in legends. They say it brings eternal happiness, and that its wings shine a rainbow-colored light.
Rainbow-colored light, huh? The painting sure is beautiful, but I bet the real thing is even more breathtaking. And there's Lugia on the other side, I wonder. The name of this painting is Silver Waves, and it depicts...
Lugia, a Pokemon known as the Guardian of the Seas. It's rumored to live deep down on the ocean floor, but no one's ever seen it.
That makes sense. The ocean's floor is not exactly a place you'd want to casually visit. Alright, I'm gonna make a few more steps in this investigation. I'm gonna call it an episode. Who do I want to investigate? Can I go outside? I'm mostly suspecting Mrs. Dennis, but I think she could also be a red herring.
You know, Tim, we're really living the good life at our apartment. A huge mansion like this must be a pain to clean.
Maybe better, I ought to talk to Goobert Doobert.
It's some tea to serve to visitors. I'd prefer coffee myself.
Looks like some jeweling tools have been left in here. I wonder if Mr. Dennis uses this room to study as a study too. Fuck. It's Dennis's partner, Growly. I gotta stop doing the voice for a second. She sure doesn't look happy.
Apparently she feels responsible. No wonder she's so down.
Maybe we should leave her alone for a while. Ask me anything you like. What makes the Aurora Drop a symbol of revival?
2 years ago during the R incident, my jewel suffered considerable damage.
Wait, you were a victim of the R incident?
Yeah, some Pokemon who'd been exposed to R went berserk. The Rampage just tried my shot, to say nothing of the damage done to my jewels and other goods. By that time, I already had the Aurora Drop. I kept it stored safely in the shop.
So was the Aurora Drop damaged too?
No, as a matter of fact, it wasn't. Of all the jewels I shot, the Aurora Drop was the only one that remained unscathed. In fact, the terrain flows perfectly around the Aurora Drop that you might believe was being protected.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I guess there's some magic left in the world after all.
Ever since then, the Aurora Drop's become known as the jewel that survived the R incident. People started visiting my shop just to see it. It takes all that attention my man was able to get back on its feet.
Sounds like a valuable jewel in more ways than one. What made you decide to bring it back to your mansion instead of keeping it at your shop?
I decided to donate it to Rhyme City.
The Aurora Drop? But why donate something so precious to you?
It's not as precious to me, and that's exactly why I decided to donate it. Mayor Myers has done its part in improving our city by declaring the start of Pokemon Friendship Week. I thought it was about time I did mine. So I wanted to donate the jewel that survived the R incident as a symbol of Rhyme City's revival. And hope by doing so, I can help liven up not just myself, but the city as well.
Wow, Dennis, I'm impressed.
That's a wonderful gesture.
Well, I'm glad you think so. Not everybody's so pleased about it.
Oh?
Oh, forget I said anything. I shouldn't burden you with concern about the personal matters. For now, I'm counting on you to find the Aurora Drop as quickly as possible.
Understood. We'll do everything we can. Now, Mr. Well, thank you. Not to leave the mansion. No. Understood.
Hey, it sounds like the police finished questioning Bonds. Let's go talk to him.
Yeah. All right. That'll be the end of the episode. Oh, never mind. We're in a cutscene. Brandon Barnes, butler of the Dennis residence. How did it come to this? Why are the police so suspicious of me? I really want to give him a hick accent. Excuse me, are you Mr. Barnes? Who might you be? I'm Detective Tim Goodman. Mr. Dennis has hired me to investigate the crime that occurred here. Is that so? My apologies. I am Brandon Barnes. I work here. Fuck. I work here at the Dennis residence as a butler. Do you mind if we ask you some questions, Mr. Barnes? I realize you might be tired since you were just questioned by the police. Please don't worry about that.
If you've been hired by Mr. Dennis, then it is my duty to give you my full cooperation.
This is getting worse. Thank you.
What would you like me to speak about first?
Why do you keep rolling your R's?
R?
R? Up! I'm just gonna end the episode here. I'm gonna end the episode right here. This is 8020 glitching out.